guys, it's Kate and welcome back to my channel. Remember when I told you I was going to do this thing where I read 5 books first and then I can buy one book? Yeah, that's not gonna work because I have a pile of books here next to me, but I do have a kind of an excuse. Not all of these books are my books, some of them are my boyfriend's, but he left them at my place, so I decided to include them in my book haul. The first two, some of these books are in Serbian, some of them are in English, and there are also a couple of graphic novels that I am going to show you. The first two books are The New Watch and The Twilight Watch by Sergei Lukyanenko. He is a Russian author, and these are the fifth and the third part of his series called The Night Watch. I haven't read any of the books in this series, but I know that it's about these people with supernatural powers, and they are supposed to keep the balance between the normal world and the natural world in modern day Moscow. I am interested in reading this series. I know my boyfriend read the first two and he really enjoyed them, so I will definitely give them a read. I think I'm going to read them over the summer. And the next two books I bought, when I bought them I didn't know what books I was buying because they were all wrapped up. They just had these little cards with a vague summary of the books. So the first one that I got is Betrayed by Kirsten Cast and PC Cast. This is the second book in the House of Night series. I saw on Goodreads that this is a 12-book series and I've heard not so good things about it, so I'm not going to read this series. I'll probably be unhauling this book, but these two books were really cheap and that's why I bought them, not knowing what books I was buying. With the next one I had a little bit more luck, and that is The Fatal Flaw by William Lashner. This is a crime mystery novel about this lawyer who gets a phone call from his friend telling him to come over, and when he does, he finds his friend covered in blood and his mistress dead. It sounds like a classic mystery crime thriller novel, but I will definitely be reading this one when I'm in the mood for some thrillers. The rest of the books are in English, and the first one is The Magic Toyshop by Angela Carter. I've always been intrigued by Angela Carter's works, and this will be my first book by her that I read. This one is a classic gothic novel about this girl who is forced to move to London to live with her strange relatives. I am really excited to read this one. When I saw it on Book Depository on sale, I had to grab it. Next 3 books I bought in a bookstore in Belgrade. They had a sale of books in English, and that's not something that happens often here, so I had to grab a few of them. The first one is Expedition to the Mountains of the Moon by Mark Hodder. When I bought this book, I didn't know this was a 3rd book in the series, but I really am interested in this series. It is set in the 1800s in London. It is a steampunk series, and what more can you ask? The first one is called The Affair of the Spring-Heeled Jack. The series follows Burton and Swinburne as they solve crimes in this steampunk London, and I'm really excited for this series. I can't wait to get my hands on the first book. The next one is Apartment 16 by Adam Neville. I've heard of this big book before, so that's why I bought it. This is about this haunted house. I think I will read you the back of it. A young American woman, April, arrives at Barrington House. She's been left an apartment by her mysterious great-aunt Lillian, who died in strange circumstances. Rumors claim Lillian was mad, but her diary suggests she was implicated in a horrific and inexplicable event decades ago. Sounds interesting enough. I hope this will be a fun little horror book. The next one is also about the haunted house, but I've never heard of this one before, and that is The Voices by F.R. Tallis. This one is about a family that moves to an old Victorian house in London, and soon after they move into this house, the woman starts to hear these strange noises coming from the baby monitor, and sounds like something that I've heard or seen before, but I hope it will be a fun read. And for the end of this video I have some graphic novels to show you. The first one is Sin City by Frank Miller. This is the 5th volume. It's called Family Values. This one is a little bit thinner than the previous volumes. I hope it will be good. If you've seen my video about graphic novel recommendations, I will link it in the description box. You've probably seen this one in that video, and if you want to hear more of my thoughts on this graphic novel series, check out that video. And next one is Lock and Key by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. This is the 3rd volume. I haven't read any of them, but the Serbian publisher that publishes Lock and Key had a sale, so I had to grab this one. But I do love the artwork in these. I've flipped through it and I do like the artwork in it. I hope I will like it. I know a lot of people are raving about this series, so I will probably read it soon. Next one is Books of Magic by Neil Gaiman, one of my favorite authors ever, and John Bolton, Scott Hampton, Charles Wess and Paul Johnson. This is about a boy that travels with these 4 characters. I believe these characters are known from the other works by Neil Gaiman, I think, or from other graphic novels, I'm not sure, and they are guiding them through these lands of magic. I'm really excited to read this one because obviously it's by Neil Gaiman and I love Neil Gaiman. I'm going to show you some artwork. Everything is in color and I really like it. Can't wait to read it. Next one and last one is Swamp Thing by, I thought this was by Alan Moore, but apparently it is by Len Wein. The artwork is by Bernie Wrightson and Nestor Redondo. Not sure how to pronounce that. This is the 1st volume of the Swamp Thing. This is an origin story, and I know there are a lot of social, environmental and political commentaries in this graphic novel. Actually, it's a collection of comics that I think came out periodically. There's a cover of one of them. Camera is not focusing, I think. Yeah, focus. I'm really interested in reading this one. Actually, this one belongs to my boyfriend, but I'm going to read it. And what I love about this edition is this moss right here. It feels like a real moss. It's so velvety and nice. It's a really nice detail. So yeah, that was the last thing in this book haul. What books did you acquire recently? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!